my listening audience. I just, Garrett, I'll dance at your wedding on the table. How's that?
Well,
all right.
And I want to just point out to our listeners, we have been participating in our polls. We have this week's poll now that Bernie Sanders has been all but eliminated, and we achieved 2 nominees last night. Jill Stein did achieve her 80% vote to become the Green Party's nominee. So we now have 4 candidates who have reached their party's nominees. Hillary Clinton has reached the nomination. There you have 2 women, 2 men running for president now. The poll that we've had a lot of since about 11 o'clock last night. It's very interesting. So if you haven't done it yet, go to Elect Select and take our poll, because it's very close and it's not favorable to Hillary Clinton.
Wow.
3rd place right now.
Even with the latest debacle of Donald Trump?
Well,
he does have one often. Bless his heart.
Well, I don't know. Now, this one is just one where he should just stick to his issues.
Well,
and he needs to learn that you can say what you want in America. It doesn't mean you always should say it.
It doesn't mean and I'm praying that he will learn that. And I believe that it is, well, I don't know that he has time to be on a testing ground. I just really don't. We're down now to, we're down to the bones. We are. This is it.
He did much better last night with the teleprompter.
Wasn't that great?
Well, he did much better last night with the teleprompter, and he should always stick to the teleprompter.
Well, so should a lot. A lot.
Yeah, a lot of people should too. But Donald Trump has a history of not being able to stay on that message, and he did stay on that message. Now,
it was good.
I was troubled by some of the message, but I have been the entire campaign.
I know you have.
I'm troubled by we have 4 candidates who are going to be on most of the ballots in this country. I believe we have 4 very unlikable candidates. Okay, let's put it that way. I don't like any of them. I'll be out in front of
choice.
I don't like. I don't. Yeah. Well, I don't like any of them. I'll be honest. I don't like any of them.
You love them in Christian love, though.
I do. But I don't. None of them share even 50% of my values. Yeah. And I've said that on the air before.
That's the concern.
And it's a big concern because you're going to have someone. One of these 4 people will be president of the United States. More than likely, one of the 3. And I'm going to go ahead and say one of the 3 because the presidential debate team has issued its percentages, and we'll talk about that when we come back.
Okay. Well, that's going to be a very interesting time, and it's coming up.
Yes, it is.
All right, guys, here we go. 571-2428, 571-CHAT. If you'd like to join in on this conversation today, like in a real kind of way on the phone, we invite your call right now or anytime during the show. We'll be back with Election Selection 2016 on Just Ask Joyce.
WFIA, the spirit.
Dad, this camping trip's a great idea.
Yep, just a roaring campfire and a tent. What's that?
Oh, no, it's the Al Real. He's letting us know about some great outdoor deals on Owry.club.
Why is that a bad thing?
Well, no computers, no mobile devices. What were you thinking?
Well,
Great gift ideas and terrific deals on things you use every day. Save up to 50% or more. Online at Owry.club. The wise way to shop. Owry.club.
Do you have a family member who's getting older and can no longer be safely left alone? With Visiting Angels America's Choice in Senior Home Care, your parents and older family members can continue living at home and not have to move into a nursing home. Experienced, compassionate caregivers provide assistance in hygiene, meal preparation, and light housework up to 24 hours per day at affordable rates. To restore your family's peace of mind, call Visiting Angels toll-free today at 877-374-LIVE or at visitingangels.com.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing during the decline in the U.S. economy, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-273-0135. If you owe owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-273-0135 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-273-0135 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-273-0135.
You want to feel connected, at one with your world, informed, included, and inspired. So no matter where you are,
we have an accident on the expressway.
When important things happen,
you see this man, contact authorities immediately.
We're here, at all hours, in the moment, on every device in your life. Your local radio and TV broadcasters. We investigate and inform.
Our political investigation saved taxpayers.
Give back to the community.
Our radio station is now accepting donations to help rebuild this community.
Even save lives.
It's time to just hunker down. It's too late now to leave.
America's #1 source for news, weather, and information on your radio, TV, computer, tablet, and smartphone. We are broadcasters. Always here for you, wherever here may be. Tell Washington local stations matter by texting radio to 52886. Furnished by NAB and the station. Message and data rates may apply.
You're listening to Just Ask Joyce on WFIA, The Spirit.
Thank you so much for joining me today. And we have Gary King. It is Election Selection 2016. If you're just tuning in, 571-2428. Is the number that you can call. Now, before we jump into the election, let me just say this. One of our listeners has offered 2 tickets to the Lifehouse event tomorrow night because they could not attend and they don't want the tickets to go to waste because they're $75 each. Would love to give those tickets to someone that will go. And, of course, I talked about the Lifehouse event. It is still They are still taking reservations. If you would like to go, you go to lifehouselouisville.org and click on event and get the tickets, or you can get these 2 for free. Now, they have hors d'oeuvres at 6:30, and I would encourage you to make sure that you don't let this opportunity slip by if you would like to go. 571-2428, 571-CHAT. You can pick the tickets up tomorrow. How's that? Right here at the station. I can't mail them to you because it is tomorrow night, all right? But you can pick the tickets up. And so you and a date, go, all right? And enjoy this. It's a fabulous event, 571-2428. Okay, Garrett, let's jump in. And you were going to give us some...
Yeah, the Commission on Presidential Debates issued its... rules earlier this year, and I covered them about, they say you need to be 15% in an average of major polling in order to participate. As of right now, there are 3 polls that have Gary Johnson within that margin. So it looks like if it continues to move forward, I think he will raise some. I think each of these candidates are going to gain from Bernie Sanders not being the nominee of the Democratic Party, because there are factions of the Bernie movement that fit into all of them. We've talked about how Donald Trump will gain from Rust Belt white-collar manufacturing workers. We, of course, know that some Democrats will, of course, stick with the Democratic nominee because they're Democrats. And that is the same thing as we did with Republicans. Some Republicans have stuck with Donald Trump because he's the Republican nominee. You're going to get some Green Party, some of the environmental concerns that will not be addressed by the other candidates will be addressed by Jill Stein, and you'll get some gain there. But her polling is way, way, way below, so I don't see that she will be able to gain access to the debates. However, Gary Johnson probably will.
Yeah.
This will be an interesting discussion between, because he has issues with Donald Trump and he has issues with Hillary Clinton. I honestly think it will be good because I think that Donald Trump does better when he has more than one sounding board in a debate. I think Hillary Clinton also will do well in those debates because she has somebody else to go onto the attack. However, I think that she gets very hurt by attacks and takes things very personally in debates. She proved in debates with Bernie Sanders that she's not able to quickly turn around on every single issue. If she takes something personally and emotions take over, she has a hard time. Mm-hmm. So from a strategic point of view, I think it helps some and hurts some. The issue with what Gary Johnson's going to bring into this is, can he get the fundraising? Because this is going to be an expensive election.
Oh, yes. And it's late in the game.
Well, actually, the game just restarted. I mean, if you really want to.
If you want to think about that in that respect, because it's,
Yeah. And the other
We've
thing
defined it. It's been defined.
Well, and the other thing is, for example, Gary Johnson went through a very brutal libertarian primary that wasn't covered very much, except in those libertarian cycles. Mm-hmm. So that's something, the negativity of the attacks back and forth aren't in the media for him.
Yeah, they're not public knowledge,
right?
Really.
But he has been doing a lot of media over the last week. He's on a lot of major.
Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, he's been doing a lot. So, when you have two major party nominees who have disapproval ratings at the level that they have, and to be quite honest, I think the disapproval ratings will continue to grow because it's going to be a negative campaign. And disapproval ratings don't necessarily mean that the person doesn't get elected. It just goes to show the discontent in the electorate. And like I said, it's going to get worse because it's going to be we need to buckle up and realize it's going to be the most negative campaign of our lifetimes. It's going to be the most expensive campaign of our lifetimes. We're looking at a $3 billion campaign.
Wow. Oh, my goodness, what God could do with that money.
$3 billion.
That just staggers me because I think what we could do for ministry with that kind of money. But anyway, okay.
Yeah, you're looking at a $3 billion campaign. And that's not to mention, guys, you're going to have commercials for Senate. You're going to have commercials for Congress. By the way, last night was very, very interesting on the congressional level. For the first time in the history of the state of California, there will not be a Republican on the ticket for United States Senate. Their new rules were that all of the candidates ran together and the top two in the primary went on to the general election. The Republicans finished fourth. So you have two Democrats who are running for Senate. There will be no Republican choice.
Nice rules, huh?
Yeah, there will be no Republican choice.
How convenient. Wonder who made those rules.
Well, it started in the state of Washington, actually. The state of Washington started this type of elections, and it kind of mirrors what we see in Europe in the sense that you have a parliamentary election, and then if you don't reach enough, then you have that.
We're always copying Europe.
Well, the West Coast does,
yes,
very much
they do.
so.
They
have,
they have
a very
bleed over.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting on that. And there are somebody asked me in an email because I posted that on Facebook. The congressional races, for the most part, you do